way too loud. Sorry if that blew your eardrums, but anyways. So I'm just testing out this new microphone, testing out the new camera, then also testing out this new Facebook interface. It seems to be running at a lag, and I don't know if I like that, but I'll figure out what's going on. So anyways, so what we're doing today is we're reading a book. I'm going to read a little bit of a book to you every single night, so you can take something nice to bed with you. The book is called The Shark and the Goldfish, and it says positive ways to thrive during waves of change. And I was like, if that isn't what's going on right now, I don't know what is. It's by John Gordon, it says. And let me read the back to you too. It says, what do you want to be? Every day we have a choice of whether we're going to be a shark or a goldfish. We have a choice of whether you are going to wait to be fed or whether you're going to go out and find food. Each day you make this choice with your thoughts, beliefs, and actions. The choice is yours. What do you want to be? A shark or a goldfish? And this is actually one of the best-selling books out there. It's an international author special. Ooh. All right, so I'm gonna read a little bit to you every single day, give you something nice to take to the bed with you, and we'll go for it. So here we go. The Shark and the Goldfish. So its first page is confession. I recognize the fact that in real life goldfish cannot survive in the ocean's water, and that fish really can't talk either. This is an imaginary story meant to convey an important message. After all, Mickey Mouse, Shrek, Nemo, and Superman were all invented characters. So if you read this book to your children, please remind them not to take their goldfish to the beach. That's pretty cool. All right, introduction. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not the best reader yet. I'm getting better at reading. This is another reason why I'm doing this, to work on my voice, my speaking, and my reading. So when I get to that next level. So here we go. Introduction. If you are concerned about the future and anxiety about your situation, I know how you feel. That one sentence alone is that's why I'm reading this book. This book is about that. So here we go. Okay, I'll read it again. If you are concerned about the future and anxious about your situation, I know how you feel. I lost my job in 2001 during the dot-com bust. I should have said I lost my job in 2020 during the epidemic, but I'll read the book how it's supposed to go. Here we go. The company was losing money faster than we could ever raise it, and eventually the company sank faster than the Titanic. I thought it was the worst event of my life. I was 2 months away from being bankrupt. I had a wife, 2 young children, a mortgage, no health insurance, and very little savings. I was a paycheck away from losing it all. It sounds bad. It felt bad. Seen from one viewpoint, I guess it was bad. But one day I decided that I wasn't going to let this challenge take me down. And that's when I knew I had to change what I was thinking and doing. I read a few books which empowered me to take some control of my financial future, and it helped me to make some important decisions through the change. Eventually, these decisions would lead to work I do now as a writer, consultant, and a speaker. I often joke that when I went from fired to fired up. My laid off led to the decision of my life's purpose and mission. What I thought was the worst event in my life actually led to the best. I realized that dealing with waves of change is about how we perceive and respond to the change we are facing. Fast forward to today, I now do a lot of work with leaders and organizations to create positive change. With so many people and organizations affected by the current economy, it occurred to me that we need a new model for dealing with the new waves of change in our work and in our lives. After all, in today's world, the cheese hasn't been moved. It's just been swept up by a tsunami of economic crisis. As a result, I felt compelled to write this book. While traveling on an airplane to a commercial real estate company in California, I wrote this book. 4 hours of divine inspiration later, The Shark and the Goldfish was born. It was an amazing experience. During my talk, I read the short version of the story, and it received so well that since I have read it to thousands of people, and the impact has been so very exciting and encouraging, people are making real changes and experiencing real and positive results. I know the simple story. I know the story is simple. I know the story is simple. There are critics who mock simple books. They believe that books have to be long and complicated to be significant. But I found out that the closer we get to the truth, the simpler and the more powerful the lessons become. I think that you will agree and most of all, I hope this book empowers you to take a positive action to riding the waves of change in your life and at work. There is a belief that most people embark on a quest to find their destiny, but more often than not, through adversity and challenges, our destinies find us. It is during these times that we ask the important questions and make decisions that positively change the course of our lives. And we begin one of the most important questions you can ask, and it's whether are you a shark or a goldfish? Which one are you? All right, so chapter 1, it's not really chapters, but here we go. I'll even show you the pictures, because there's pictures in this book, by the way. Are you a shark or are you a goldfish? Which one are you? Are you a shark or are you a goldfish? After reading the story, they want you to let them know. sg@johngordon.com. So if you need to know his name, how to spell it, here it is. SG, shark, goldfish, johngordon.com. We'd love to hear from you. Here we go. So let's start this book. First chapter or first section, A Wave of Change. Gordy, the goldfish, lived a wonderful and simple life. He ate, slept, swam, and did twirls in the water anytime his human approached to feed him. He never wanted for anything, especially food. Food was abundant, and he was prosperous. Life was good. Go Gordy. Oh, you can't see that. Let me get a little closer. Nope. There we go. There's Gordy in his little bowl. One day, he was swept up in a net, put in a bag full of water, and carried to the beach by his boy. The boy wanted to play with this goldfish at the beach, so he dug a hole, filled it with sand, and filled it with buckets of water, and placed the goldfish in his own private man-made lake. Laughter filled the air, and everyone was happy. Oh, let's see. Look how happy he is. Let me get you close. There we go. Look at him. He's just swimming around, having a good time. That is, until a big wave came crashing on shore, flooding the boy's lake and taking the goldfish back into the ocean with it. The boy and his family ran into the water looking for their goldfish, but he was nowhere to be found. Gordy cried for help, but no one could hear him. And as he swam aimlessly in the sea, tired, alone, and hungry, he wondered, who's gonna feed me now? That's a huge question. I even underlined it. Look at that. Wow. Who's going to feed me now? He was no longer safe and secure, and without food, he would surely die. And toilet paper, right? I'm sorry. I'm ad-libbing again. My bad. He decided to ask the other fish in the ocean if they would feed him. They all laughed at him. Silly goldfish, they said. Always waiting for someone to feed him. It's almost like a Finding Nemo story. There's the other goldfish not feeding him. All right, so just then, as Gordy was near collapse from the salt water and starvation, he met Sammy the shark, who could only shake his head at the poor fellow. He was a nice shark, and he hated seeing such a pathetic sight. He knew someone had to teach this fish how to fish. Plus, he felt that sharks got a bad rap and needed some positive publicity. It wasn't fair, after all, that humans thought all sharks were mean just because a few Jaws wannabe experience ocean rage and go off in the deep end. Hold on, what? It wasn't fair, after all, that humans thought all sharks were mean just because a few Jaws wannabes experience ocean rage and go off in the deep end. All the sharks he knew were nice like him. He just wanted to swim, eat food found in the ocean, and keep to themselves. Well, look what we have here, my little friend. You know what your problem is? Yes, I do. Answer it. I'm starving and no one will feed me. I also underlined that. That's a huge statement. I'm starving and no one will feed me. We can talk about that later, but I'm just reading right now. So, no problem. Oh, sorry. No, that's not your problem, countered Sammy. Your problem is that you're a goldfish. You are waiting to be fed. That's fine during the fat times when all sorts of people are feeding you. But you're in the ocean now. You're downsized now. You're quarantined now. The free food is dried up. The work is dried up. The money is drying up. Times are changing. Things are a little tougher here. You have to work a little harder. You need to be a little smarter. You need to change your thinking. You need to become a shark. Goldfish wait to be fed. Sharks go out and find food. Now let me show you how to be a shark, and we'll go find food together. And off they swam through the ocean of adversity and challenges and lean times to learn the art of finding food. That's really big. So that's the first chapter of this, or the first piece, and that's them swimming off. Let me show you what it looks like. Those two swimming off. There you go. And so I think what I'm going to do is stop here, and maybe tomorrow's going to be a lot more. Tomorrow's more pages. Tomorrow I will we'll start the next section. I do want to go back and talk about that fact that says I'm starving and no one will feed me piece. That's so big to me because it's not saying that he's not hungry. I mean, he's not saying that he's not working hard, but it's saying that he's feeling something and nobody else will help him solve it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't figured out right now, we're going through a pandemic, and the fact is that pandemic itself is creating some things. What it's creating is an issue with your life is not looking the same way that it looked before. You're not in your shiny little bowl. You're actually out in the ocean now. You've been washed away by this ocean, and it's taking you in. And ladies and gentlemen, you can fret and you can go down and lay on the ground and get hungry and pass out. Or you can realize that, you are starving and no one will feed you, but you can be a goldfish or you can be a shark. And so that's kind of what this is about. So tomorrow, the next section on this is called Embrace and Ride the Wave of Change. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you tomorrow. And thank you for coming and being with me here today on the Shark and the Goldfish by Jon Gordon. And if you guys want this book, you can go get it at a half price book somewhere. They close at 5 or 6. I don't know. They close early now. But thank you for being here, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye.